Good evening,
Mario,
everyone.
turn off my TV. Oh God. You couldn't hear that in the background?
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host Barb here with me, who's a big Seahawks fan. You there, Barbara?
Yes. Hi, Johnny. Hi, everybody. We
So,
won. I'm so happy.
what what is the outfit?
Oh, this is one of my jerseys. I have many, and it actually has my last name on the back because the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks, champions of the world now, again, they uh, had a guy on their team with the last name Moore. So a fan got me this jersey. He's no longer on the team though. But yes, we are champions. We're doing a show regarding the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, me being a number 12, which means the fan, a fan. They love their fans. And what it means to be a fan. So I would like to know from you, Johnny, are you a fan of anything?
Well, it's interesting because when I was talking to mom, I was talking to mom about, the Seahawks and about how you had said something about, 12 means fans. And my mom was asking me, like, what does the 12 mean? Why does it mean 12? And I guess it falls in line with what we're talking about today. There are things I'm a fan of. And a lot of,
No, the 12 means it's the 12th man because there's 11 players on the field or the team, and
oh,
so they call it the 12th man. Yes, so they consider the fan really a part of their team. And the Seahawks, I don't know how it was made up, but we started with that, and they produced tons of merchandise with the number 12 for the fans. So
okay.
that is what that's about. That's so sweet that your mom, she wanted to
Well,
know.
yeah, it was like she was saying, why 12? Why not? And it has to do because a lot of things that they do that people do, like for example, for a football team, what's interesting about football teams is that they take things very seriously. You're a fan of a box. Like I've always been a fan of Muhammad Ali. But the thing that was, made me a fan of Muhammad Ali was because it's just like the stuff he did when he was in his career. Like he fought 12 rounds with a guy with a broken jaw. You know, can
Oh,
you imagine
wow.
having somebody hit you in the face when you have a broken jaw?
No, that means you really, really want to win. And he is probably number one, the number one athlete in the world, famous wise. So if you're going to be a fan of somebody, that's a great person to be a fan of, Johnny. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about loving, being a fan that I mean, tears well up in your eyes about it because you love them so much. And I wasn't always such a very strong fan like this until probably around 2014. Wasn't that the first time they won the Super Bowl? And I just started to really love them, and they would get me up if I was feeling low. So a somebody who you're the fan, you can rely on them to change your mood, which is so powerful. And
Hmm.
and I didn't really understand. Like I have many fans for over 30 years from my Playboy layout, my Miss December 92 issue, and then everything that happens after in your career, you gain fans. And I thought, wow, these people follow me my whole life after this. They really are
Hmm.
into it. Are they really diehard Playboy memorabilia fans? But really, they actually fall in love with you. They love you
Right.
and they will buy everything that you offer if they can. And yeah, it's powerful. So I didn't realize how powerful that was that I had that following and how powerful that was until I really became a fan and realized, wow, they probably really love me. And So
Hmm.
it makes me feel good. And I care about my fans. That makes me feel good. I have chills that they they admire my work. That's what makes me feel good. And then
You know,
they
it's
get
it's
to know
funny
me.
those.
Go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, I'm going to say this, and I'm sure you know this, but I mean, whenever you're at a convention and you're signing autographs, the people that are coming to ask you for autographs really do like you as a person and want to meet you as a person. I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm sure and every playmate has that one fan that just is like, sees the playmate as not just a beautiful woman on a wall, but like a beautiful person that they would like to meet and actually talk to.
Or their
It,
favorite, their very
yeah,
favorite Playboy playmate. And
yes,
everybody's somebody's favorite. Each playmate has a handful of people who they say, "You're my favorite," and I believe them. So a lot of people say that I'm their favorite. That makes me feel good. Um, because the company is really good. The Playboy Playmate company out there is high quality, I would say. So it's a nice compliment to be somebody's favorite. But those Seahawks, wow, what a game. And somebody said to me, "Oh, that was the worst game. That was so boring." I didn't think so. I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl, Johnny. Did you?
well, the only thing that I would say about the game is that usually, the what do you call it? The other team, the Patriots, they didn't score until late in the game. And usually, I guess some people might have thought it would have been better to have had like the scoring for the Patriots happen earlier. That was the way I remembered.
Well, I don't really know about that. I just know it was a very good game because I know the difference between a bad, boring game and a good game, and there was tons of excitement, lots of turnovers, and I find that quite exciting.
Right.
So whoever I was talking to with that comment, I really don't think that they knew what they were talking about because it was fun. It was a fabulous game. And, you know, going out of the airplane, falling down in a parachute and having all the Seahawks gather me up and put me on their shoulders was the biggest highlight of all.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is that you've always, been very good at networking. I mean, and how many people, have you ever met and spoken to anybody from the Seahawks?
I don't think so. Can you believe? I only have met Richard Sherman's mom because she went to this sports bar. That was her favorite sports bar in Culver City, where only Seahawks went to. And I met her there. But that's the closest thing. No, I really want to meet some Seahawks, though. I
Are
even
there
have
any you have a crush on?
Seahawks that are retired are some of my favorites. The Beast. You are probably not familiar with a lot of their names, but
No, I'm not.
I really do love our new quarterback, Sam Darnold, and I loved our last quarterback. He was like an underdog and he did really well, but not number one. So hopefully we can do it again next year and again and again.
Right. How many Super Bowls have they won?
Two.
Two?
And you know where I was for the other Super Bowl? At the
What?
Playboy Mansion. The Playboy Mansion, and they were playing against the Broncos. So Hef would have a small gathering for the Super Bowl at his home. And oh, how proud was I when my team won. And I have a picture with Hugh Hefner that day because everybody bets, and he was at the betting board, and he also announced the winner. And oh, I have some great photos with Hef that day. That's when I really, really, I loved them before, but I really fell in love with them then. But they can even lose and I'll still love them.
Yeah. Were there any Seahawks that you have a crush on?
No, no, I never had a crush. I look at those guys, they look like young boys to me. When I was a little girl, they looked like older men, and now they look like young boys. So they're
Now,
pretty young.
is this the one? I'm trying to think. I'm sorry if this is the right answer. Is this the football team that Taylor Swift is dating one of the members of?
No, that those are the Eagles. And I don't know. They didn't even go to the playoffs.
Okay.
Sorry people if I'm a little wrong on that, but I don't know how far they went, but they were last year's winners of the Super Bowl, the Eagles. So nope, not her boyfriend's team,
But
Johnny.
is her brother play on the Seahawks?
Taylor Swift?
No, no. Okay, this is the way I remember it. I thought that that when okay, the guy that's dating Taylor Swift, his brother was on the opposing team, right?
I think
It-
for a while they might have been on different teams, but in the end they were both on the same team. Or no, am I wrong? You're right. Okay, what made me remember this is because their mother wore half and half jerseys to every game because they were on different teams. They were on different teams, and I don't know about the brother, but he wasn't on that team this time because he's retired.
okay,
Yeah, he didn't
but
play.
none of the Kelsey brothers were on the Seahawks, right?
No,
Okay. Well,
I did
so
find out some news today that is very sad.
what?
Russell Wilson, he took us to our first Super Bowl as our quarterback, and I read today that he has cancer, a sort of brain cancer, and that's really sad.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, could this be due to a lot of concussions? Because the athletes, especially football players, get a lot of concussions, although not many quarterbacks get too many, but you get them. And it causes problems. But oh, here's a question. Say you had a little boy of your own, a son. Would you let him play football?
I mean, I would say do it, but I wouldn't say get his hopes up. I mean, obviously, only a certain number of people can play professional football.
Well, I didn't say professional. Meant play football, start as
Oh,
a
that would be
little kid.
fine. Yeah,
Really, because a lot of parents these days are not letting their kids do it anymore because of the dangers later in life from the concussions. They don't let them. I would let mine. I would
right.
let mine, and I would say, be careful. I did actually have a boy that passed away, and I was really looking forward to taking him to all his games and his twin sister watching alongside me, but that didn't happen. But I did imagine that in my life happening.
Wow.
Wow, so did you catch the parade at all, which was Wednesday downtown
No, I
Seattle?
didn't, but you had told me about it. What was the parade like?
Oh, just tons of people. Even the Seahawks, they get surprised about how many 12s show up for everything and all the support and the love and just our pride. And but I saw today, this was horrible. One player, I can't remember who, was standing on a double-decker bus and a light pole. They were going under a light, you know, red light, and it hit him in the head. It just went like this. And then he was fine. He was still standing, but he was like, I'm okay. But it looked like it hit pretty hard because he's so tall and he's the only
Yeah,
one it hit. So that was dangerous. I had thought of that. Like, they better be careful in those with the lights up there. And then it did happen. So, hey, are you going to get more into football next season? If you can follow along a little better with me.
well, yeah, I mean, I sort of understand the rules, but the lingo is all confusing. First down, right down, second down, third down. What is all that?
Yeah, I'll tell you. If I wouldn't have played an Atari, some kind of Game Boy, when I was little, that my brother let me borrow, I'm
Right?
talking 4, 5, 6 years old, where I learned all that, first and 10, what's that mean? And then you play the game and then you understand what all that means. If I wouldn't have done that, I may have. not been so into football, but I learned all the rules at such a young age. Then also being a cheerleader for football, varsity football, it was good to already know all the rules. You need to know when to yell defense, don't you?
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Who is the Michael Jordan of football? If you had to say someone.
Oh, Tom Brady. I think most people would agree with me. I'm pretty sure he has 6 Super Bowls under his belt, maybe 7. They beat us once because our coach called the worst play on the very last play. We could have won easily. They called the wrong play. It was a disaster. It's horrible. This could have been our 3rd Super Bowl. Should have been. But against that Tom Brady, the New England Patriots, it didn't have anything to do with him, though. But yeah, I think he's won enough. But he's very good. He played a long time, Johnny. The quarterbacks are playing up until their 40s now
Hmm.
because they don't get all beat up like the other players as much, so their bodies last longer. I
Tom
just,
Brady.
I remember, I hope people can write in about this. I remember wearing a football, playing football as a kid, and when I would get hit, it would be so loud. Like the bang on the head would be such a crashing, piercing in my ears. But I'm sure they have way better helmets than I had.
Yeah. I mean, but how many professional football players have you met?
Well, Brett Favre, I met him and he signed a cap for me. And he was actually pursuing me after that, but I had a boyfriend.
Mm,
Well, Johnny, this has been fun talking about the Seahawks. And you know what? I've had an easy time getting ready every day because since they won, and probably like a few days prior, I was just wearing every day a Seahawks top, and I have Seahawks
good.
leggings, and just doing all my Seahawks. I get up and I just put Seahawks clothes on, and I don't know how long I'm going to be doing it, but it's still exciting for me. The
Hmm.
excitement has not worn off. I'm proud.
Okay.
And everybody
Mm.
knows I'm a football fan because they all congratulated me. I had so many phone calls. So, everybody, thanks for rooting for the Seahawks if you did. And thanks for celebrating with me and all your fun messages. I'm feeling great. I love it. I'm proud and can't wait for next season. In the meantime,
Hmm.
I'm going to be tuning into some baseball. All right,
Well,
everybody. Make sure you follow us
mhm,
on Spreaker.com because then you will
mhm.
get our show notifications of when we're going on, and probably YouTube too. I saw that you posted our last show on YouTube, so look for
Yes,
Life,
it did.
Laughter, Happiness YouTube and follow us there as well, and you'll see this. You'll only hear our voices on Spreaker, but you can see this video again on YouTube. All right. Good
All
night,
right.
everybody.
Night, everyone.
Bye bye.
Jeez.